Alright, so here's our second card. This card's got a lot more layers. I just had fun playing with the different papers, and it's another pattern that I saw on Pinterest that I cased. The first layer is your A2 background, and then you take the cardstock Sweet Leaf, and this is at 5 1/4 by 4. This blue floral here is 5 inches by 3 inches. This mint color paper is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. You'll take another Sweet Leaf at 3 1/2 by 3, and then the striped at 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. Now, this is also a zip strip that you'll cut to be, it comes as a 1/2 inch, and then this will be 5 1/4, or I'm sorry, 4 inches across. If you didn't get all that, don't worry about it. Keep enjoying your wine. I will have all of this in the description box below. All right, so for this card, you're going to take all your layers out, set them to the side. I think I would like to start with layering these up and getting that part finished, and then working on the tag part. Let's go ahead and do that. I guess I like the idea of once they're out of the card, getting them all glued down so I don't lose the layers. Like I've just lost my adhesive. Where could it be? Oh, I put it back away in my kit. Weird. All right, and again, you decide which color you like. I'm using the dark side, but remember, the cardstock comes with a 1/2 shade lighter on the other side. So feel free to choose which you like. I'm not doing any inking on these because I think they're all framed out nicely with the different colors, but I will probably ink my tag. Let me see. Yep, I inked my tag. I'll probably do that again. I just think it frames things out nicely. All right, then I take my 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 mint. Goes about there. I'm going to layer the striped on top of here. And then this I'm going to layer like so. I noticed that this guy is a little stronger than my Tombow, so I'm kind of glad I'm using that right now for all this layering. Wow, my sample's a little crooked, isn't it? I just noticed that. Oh well. Now, you'll notice I don't have a sentiment on this card, and that's kind of because I couldn't decide on one. So, I'm thinking when I do decide if I'm going to make this into a thank you card or whatever, I might take an additional piece of white cardstock and add it down here, but I don't know, maybe I'll just put a sentiment inside. I'm not sure. All right, so now that our layering is done, let me grab my stamp, and I will start stamping in charcoal. Now this is a little bit different. It's still got some of those other flowers, that the sunflower looking things, but it's also, they're all in like this little coffee cup or teacup. Oh, I want to use that thing again. This comes in really handy for making sure your image is stamped well. Especially like in the middle here, I notice sometimes if I have a detailed stamp like this and it's large, if I don't use this cushion, I don't get all the detail. Now, if you're doing watercolor coloring like we are, it's not a big deal. It'll just look like you meant to have it look like that, but I like a crisp image when I can get one. Ooh, and that does look good. Squee. Now again, if you bought those garden tags, the die cut for it, you're in good shape. You can just run this through your cutter. I did not. I can't remember why. I think were they out of stock already? I don't know. I was probably trying to stay within a budget. Haha. All right, let me do this. I'm gonna do a rough cut, and then I'll feel like I have some flexibility to move this better. So I'm just cutting, you can see I'm leaving about a quarter, I don't know, more like 1/8 of an inch around, I don't know, just a skinny border of white. I'm eyeballing this, but you could certainly use your paper cutter and round out your edges later. I don't find it that important. Okay, I'm going to use the same colors I used last time with the green, yellow, and red. Then I'm also going to add in this true blue blend. Sorry, my camera's way up there. So that's going to be the coffee cup. Let me start there. And again, I'll use all these shaded areas with the darkest shade of my marker. I'm also going to use it in the handle and the inside here along this ledge. Alright, now I'll go in with my lightest color and I'll color in the rest. I go right over that dark too. Then I take my medium color, my mid color, I kind of blend in, I scribble out the dark into light. Now that light's quite a bit lighter, so I don't know how this will look when it dries. I don't remember. What's it look like? Yeah, it gets darker, doesn't it? Okay, I'll see if I like it. If not, I'll do a little coloring over with the light. In fact, I think I'm going to do that now. What's interesting about these alcohol markers is you color over with the light, and what it does is it'll bleed out that medium color and make it blend. And you'll see it as it dries how it does that. It's so different. I love these. It's a different experience. Alright, I'm going to go with my greens next, the darkest shade, and go through all the veins of the leaves. Now, if you enjoy watching people color, go ahead. If you think that this is as interesting as paint drying, feel free to fast forward all the coloring parts. Notice the very careful coloring I am doing here. Very fussy. Not really, but that's okay. Oh, I'll use a little bit of yellow back there too, and on this guy up here too. Let me get a stem there. I see a stem here. Ooh, here's another leaf I almost overlooked. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my light, color in the rest of those leaves. You know, when you first see this pattern, at least when I first looked at this stamp, I thought, oof, this one's really intricate. Do I feel like doing all that? Then when I started getting right down to it, looking at the coloring, it wasn't so intimidating. I don't know. I guess when I break it up into colors and I think of it that way, it's not such a big deal. It's not so overwhelming to me. Alright, I'm just kind of scribbling, as you can see. Alright, and now I'll take, yeah, I don't want any light there. Take my medium and blend out here. Blend out here. This guy over here, I think. Maybe over here a little. Okay. That's good. I'm happy with it. Blue's shaping up, isn't it? Do you see how that's lightening up a little bit? I like it. Alright, I'm going to start with my dark red now for my flowers. Oof. Hercules put that one on last time. I think it was me. Feather out from the center out, kind of scribbling. I try to make it not too uniform, but I end up doing it anyway. So, whatever. Even this guy over here. Okay, and then I take, oh wait, you know what else I'm gonna do? These little guys here. I do dark. Shoot, shoot. Okay. Then the light, outside in, outside in. Probably should have done him dark. That's okay. That's fine. You know, if you made a mistake too, it looks like, I don't know if that was supposed to be the leaf or not. You can make it into a flower. Who cares? You do you. Of course, I don't mean that to sound rude. You do you. I was in Hobby Lobby the other day and I did not have my mask on because now that we're in phase 4, I'm in Illinois. You only have to wear a mask if you can't social distance. So I'm doing good, social distancing, blah, blah. This lady comes up right behind me, so I scramble to get a mask on. I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't have my mask on. She's like, you do you. I just want my vinyl tablecloth. I'm like, okay. I don't think she meant it as rude, but it kind of, I just laughed because I'm working really hard on not taking myself too seriously because I'm a lot more amused that way. So now when I hear you do you, I'm like, oof, it's a little harsh, but it's funny, isn't it? She should have said, boo. You do you, boo. That would have been even funnier. I thought, oh, I really appreciate your permission for me doing me, but okay, that sounded a little sarcastic. All right, so I think I like that. Now I'm going to do the citrus blend. I don't know, this one doesn't look as dark. I'm thinking I use the mid. I think that's bright and pretty. I don't want to use the dark. Now for these guys, I didn't really know what color, so I thought, we could use more lighter colors. So I just kind of went in here and scrambled with the yellow a little bit. Do you see? And this guy too. So I don't know if that's the color you want to use. You decide. You do you. Sorry. All right, I'm stopping now. Now I did do some shading here with the sapphire. I want to do that again. Let me grab it. Oh, I guess I could use that. Whatever. All right, and then again, I'm not very scientific with this. I just kind of plop it on there. All right. I think that's it with the inking and stamping. So now again, if you decide you'd like to put some dimension on it, you can, but there's a lot of layers already to this card. You probably don't need it, but you know, make it your own. Now for this one, I did not do a ribbon at the tag. What I did was I took these dots, because these Seize the Day dots used a lot of the same colors, the sapphire, the mint, and candy apple, that the stitched together did. So I used this, and I'll give you plenty of dots for your project, probably more than you'll need, and then you can decide where you'd like to place them. And then I put one here, and I think I did a teeny tiny one down here. You'll get a whole bunch of these, so you place them where you want. If you want to do more, you'll have plenty to do more. But that's about it. Again, you want to add a sentiment later, fine, but you could also just make it very private and put the sentiment inside. All right, so that's our second card. Let's move on to our third.